I'm Cryptogallo, also Marco, is the Marial name, and co-founder of head of events of Urbe.it. We are the community in Rome, Italy, and we, a little bit of flexing, we do a lot of stuff actually. We are born as a community of Web3 developers because no one was talking about Web3 in Rome, Web3, not crypto. And so we started like hanging out with a beer in a bar, something like that. And then we came up to this. So we organize a lot of events, bootcamps for Web2 developers that want to go inside the Web3. We have our physical space, physical Web3 event space. We host a lot of hacker houses, like more for more skilled developers. We go around the world hacking around and doing some stuff. And of course, we are the organizers of It Rome, so the only international hackathon, Web3 hackathon in Italy. And we organize only the hackathon. So we don't do conference, we don't do other stuff. We organize only the hackathon. And so this is why I'm talking about hackathons. And a big disclaimer before that, these are my opinion based on my personal experience. I don't have a lot of data supporting that, but only 3 years of experience organizing Ethereum events. So, strong opinion, first strong opinion. Local hackathons are dying and they are not the only thing that at risk, because here are some screenshots. This is It Lisbon 2024. They said that they want to postpone the event, the October event. They said in September, so like 3 weeks, I think so, before the event. It's kind of strange. Also, it's strange for It Lisbon because actually I went in It Lisbon the first time in 2022, and it was like the best crypto events that I ever been, because they organize only hackathons. And around that, there were a lot of side events. Lisbon in 2022 was like the capital of Web3 in Europe. The year later, in 2023, I went there and it was like very small, way smaller. And in 2024, they canceled the event. So it's like from an incredible event with a lot of side events to be cancelled in 2024. Then they've done in April this year, or no, in May this year, with Encode Club. So they give the permission to Encode Club to do the event. So I was shocked because I was organizing It Rome 2024, the second edition of our events, and I say, okay, if It Lisbon, that is like has a track record of 3 years organizing hackathon, and they are very good, and Lisbon is like the Web3 capital of Europe, can't organize an hackathon? Yeah, that's strange. Also, It Wien, of course, they were organizing their first Ethereum events, and they said they can't because of funding or whatever. But actually, not only local hackathons, because if you see there, it's like 2 screenshots. This is ETCC 2024, It Global. Amount of bounty prices 400,075. This is ETCC this year. It's like an half of bounty prices. This means that It Global is having, I think, at least 50% less sponsorship tires for the hackathon. And also it's more important because there are a lot of tier 1 sponsors, because tier 1 sponsors for It Global have the possibility to put 20K of bounties, tier 2 10K and tier 3 5K. And so there are less sponsors and less tier 1 hackathon sponsors. So they are also in trouble actually. Why? What is happening? Of course, the market in the Ethereum ecosystem is tougher. Ethereum is not pumping, that's a thing. And so sponsor doesn't have a lot of money, and so also I think sponsors doesn't have a lot of purpose for them. So it's difficult for our hackathon organizers to secure funding, also sustainable funding. I remember organizing like It Rome 2023. For It Rome 2023, we had only 2 sponsors from 2023 to 2024, and actually there are no sponsors from 2024 to 2025 hackathon. So it's like it's impossible to have sustainable funding like through years. Of course, organizing a Web3 hackathon is overwhelming, I will say. Free food, free tickets, everything free for the people, and yeah, so only basing on the sponsor funding, and also it's like 2 days, also with nights of organizing an event with like maybe 100, 220 people of hackers, maybe 200 people, 250 people, comprehending like the volunteers and sponsors or whatever. So it's a pain in the ass, yeah. And of course, and this is the main topic. Because when a sponsor come to you and say, oh, I want to sponsor your Web3 hackathon, they say, okay, how many people you can onboard in my community, how many people you can onboard on my projects, and it's not working like that. We are organizing like 2 days of hackathon with like most of the people beginners, and so what do you expect? It's like we are not giving you like 50 hackers from one day to another because you have put like 5K of bounties in our hackathon. So these are a completely misalignment between sponsors and organizers. And also a good event organizers say that they are blaming us for this fault because we are not meant to onboard people for them. They are participating in the hackathon for onboarding people, and they have to do the follow-up with these people. We don't have the duty. We are not paid for do that. But there is, I think, a big statement here. There are too many hackathons. If you see like the schedule in Europe in May, we can say that there were like Dam, Lisbon in the same dates. Then there was Dublin and Bratislava in the same dates. Then there was like Prague, Global Prague, and then there was like the Serbian one, Belgrade in like 1 week. So I don't know, 6 hackathons in 1 month, and so be also on the perspective of the sponsors, like all these little hackathons that are writing to you, oh, can you please sponsor my hackathon, please? Or maybe with a different purpose or whatever. So also from our sponsor side, it's not beautiful because a lot of people are asking you money. So yeah, I think that this is one of the main problems, that there are too many hackathons, and all these hackathons are searching the funding from the same sponsors. So why they matters actually? Why we should continue to do local hackathons and not I'm biased because I organize one, of course, but there is a true value in organizing a local hackathon. Of course, they onboard the next generation of Web3 builders. We have onboarded like 100 people with Rome, and most of them were like beginners in the ecosystem, and we onboarded them not in the protocol or in the sponsor tech, but in our community, and they are working in the Web3 ecosystem. Of course, they bring Web3 culture. In Rome, before Rome, there was not Web3 culture in Rome. There was not like a cool events to go there and to build something. So they are very important for that. And also, they foster real communities. Our community without Rome was not a community. And so I think that this a real value. And we have to align this with the sponsors. So we have to propose this to the sponsor, not like that we are going to onboard them out of hackers or whatever. So what we need to do to change the local hackathons? I have a few ideas here. This is written with ChatGPT, of course, so don't look at that. But yeah, we should change the format. The format actually is driven by It Global. We all copied the It Global format. So 36, 40 hours of hacking, 2 nights, everything free, sponsor bounties, and maybe some track bounties from the event organizers. We can do longer, we can do shorter, we can do online and offline. we can do a lot of that. But actually, if you want to change the format, you have also to understand that you have to communicate this changes of the format. If you want to do longer, you have to have more funding, and so you have to ask more funding from the sponsors. And so yeah, it's like painful to change the format, and it's not easy. Also the audience, a lot of hackathons now are opening for like a not technical people. Maybe the Bucharest one, and also I'm looking at that also for the Warsaw one. They are also allowing business developers to come inside and to prepare like a business model for the projects. So there will be more people, but not technical people. And that's a thing. That's something that they could do also for onboard new people, not only technical people. We, with Eat Rome, we actually focus only on technical people because we are a community of Web3 builders and Web3 developers. Also the scope. It's like these hackathons are really focused like you have to build something. You have to build something on the sponsor tech, but there is like not okay. We have some tracks like we have AI, privacy, and DeFi track this year, but there is not a outside scope. I was talking with some people that attended the Web3 Privacy Hackathon that has been like in June, like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, and they've done something different. Like they got all the money from the sponsors and they put in a pool, and so you didn't have to work on the sponsor track, but you have only to work on the general track. And so the projects outside from that hackathon were like maybe more interesting, more innovative. But there is a problem that maybe in Italy you can't do that, because if you organize an event with some prices, there is a problem with legal institution. It's a legal problem. We can't do. We can distribute prices. In fact, if you see like the old privacy policies and all the policies in the Eat Rome hackathon, it's stated that the bounties have to be given by the sponsors and not by the organizers. That's really important, because if not, we are going to pay like I don't know how much in taxes for doing these kind of events. So it's also difficult to change that. And revenue model. This is like the most interesting part, because I actually don't have an answer to that, because what we have to do, we have to get the people pay a ticket for attending an hackathon. I don't know. It's difficult to find people for an hackathon, and also if you put a ticket, it's like even more difficult thing. So maybe I don't know. Grants, we already do that. Maybe some sponsors that are not Web3, but how can you sell that? Why? How? So it's all about that is difficult. And my answer to all of that is no. It's like I don't want to change the format. I don't want to change the audience. I don't want to change the scope and also the revenue model. Why? Because it's about that. The foster communities, like it's not a thing about creating the new startup or creating the new innovative model or whatever. It's only a cool event that is 2 days events that there are a lot of interesting people inside, maybe international people if you're hosted like in Rome, and so all the people from outside, maybe they spend only 2 days in a year about Web3, and they spend it in Eat Rome. They know the format, they know everything, so they are comfortable in that format. And so for me, it's like we don't have to change the format. We don't have to change also the audience, the scope, and revenue model. But we have to, before that, we have to be aligned with our values, our scope, and the sponsor scope. And also, we have to be also a little bit more humble, and we have to say, oh, we are not going to onboard a lot of hackers. So we are not going to put like being like the best hackathon in Europe or in the world or whatever. But only we are organizing cool event for onboarding new people inside the ecosystem, and this is what we are doing. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now moving on to the questions. What do we need to happen culturally to ensure the local Web3 hackathon is viable again?
I don't know. Maybe it's like they have to be seen more as a public good than a business or something else. They should be more a public good. Because if you see the local hackathons as a public good, you can see that you are not like trying to onboard new developers, that after that maybe you can do that as a sponsor. But you are funding that event that actually they are pretty much cheaper now because we are putting down the sponsorship tires. And so yeah, if you like a public good, it's good. And actually, I want to add something. It's like I said no to all that changes because actually they are difficult to do that. If we are not getting the funding to do the hackathon or all the events, we are not going to do that. It's not our problem. It's the sponsor problem. It's the ecosystem problem. Because if we are not doing the hackathon, we are not going to onboard new people inside the ecosystem. But it's not like a problem for us. It's a problem for the people that want to onboard more people in the ecosystem.
And next we have, how can we encourage more developers to continue building after the next hackathon? Many will mainly go to hackathons for the prizes and move on to the next one.
Yeah, okay, so these are bounty hunters. I love bounty hunters, actually. They have a really good job. And, but the bounty hunters are really good because they teach to the new people how to do these kind of things. So don't blame the bounty hunters. So they are like very skilled developers and they are very good at what they do, and also they raise the bar. Like if I am a beginner developer, I go to a hackathon and I see a bunch of like, I don't know, people that go around all the hackathons, know all the sponsors and know what they are doing. I think that I'm more excited about what I'm doing. I want to compete with them. It's a competition, remember that. And so this is that is very important. Actually, that is what they are asking us. All the people are asking us, oh, how we can do something after the hackathon. It's like, I can do that. We, with our community, with everything, we can do some maybe post-hackathon programs. We can think about something, but it's always, we don't live by air. And so if we want to do something after the hackathon and we want to encourage builders to do something after the hackathon, we need funding to do that because it's not easy. It's like accelerator programs, incubation programs. Also think about that. It's not easy. And in the counterpart, we have a sponsor with a shit ton of money that they should do that. So if they want us to do that, okay, we are able to do that and we want to do that, but give us the possibility to do that. We don't have to do that before and then after. Oh, you'll say, okay, you're good. No, because before, if you do that before, it's kind of impossible. And actually, with urbe.it and itroma, we are trying to do that. It's like we are thinking more because not for the hackathon part, but for our community part, we have more stable partners that enable us to do these kind of things, this kind of reasoning. But maybe for a smaller hackathon, for them it's impossible. I think so.
And I actually have a question as well. Do you think that potentially one of the ways to ensure these local hackathons stay alive is, instead of focusing on the developers themselves, find a way to attract non-developers? And if you do, how do you have an idea on how they may be able to approach this?
No, yeah, like I said before, they are like Bucharest and Warsaw, they are putting more the business developer part. So they ask to the teams to do also a business model, and so this engage more people. Actually, Bucharest, it was interesting because Bucharest is all public in the report. It went down by attendees during the conference. It went down by ticket sales, sponsor funding, but they went up in hackathon participants because they enabled people to participate also without a skill, without like I don't know, hacker's portfolio or whatever. So yeah, I think that is a good way. Yeah, that's a good way for enabling more people to participate, also to pumping up a little bit the numbers. That is also always good. And but like, I don't know, for it global, also for us, that we really are focused on the developer side. Also because we have to understand that, okay, we need a business developer, we need a lot of skill set inside the Web3 ecosystem, but the hackathons are made for onboarding more developers. In the Web3 ecosystem, there are half of developers that are in Google. And the market cap is quite the same. So we are addressing a problem there. So, and also, the problem is not like that. If we have the funding to run a proper hackathon every year, we are not like focusing our minds on how to get funding, but how to get more people inside. Like we should do university boot camps, university lessons, going to the coding school. We are doing that actually. But if we are splitting our minds between funding and how to encourage people, I think it's a kind of waste of time. We should do only the second part, and the sponsor should pay us for doing the second part.
That's great. Thank you very much. Is there any other questions from the crowd?
Hey, thank you, Gallo. So I work for a DAO right now, and I used to work for an interoperability protocol, and we used to fund a lot of these hackathons. And I think we're not aligned, maybe we have different perspectives, but we as an organization, I don't think we can afford to fund an event just for the sake of onboarding a developer into the overall ecosystem, right? We need to, first of all, prove that there is going to be some tangible return for us as in our organization. And then it also needs to be in the relatively, I'm not saying short term, but medium term, right? Because yes, I can teach you 1,000 people how to program in Solidity, but before they add value to our ecosystem, it's going to take a lot of time. And then even if I'm a protocol and I do only, right, we fund something, a project, then as the question was saying, right, it's very hard for them to actually keep building with us. So yeah, the question I think is like, how can we shift how can we create initiatives that actually, where sponsors can actually feel incentivized to really provide money or like fund those initiatives because they feel there is value coming back?
Actually, I always thought, in 2023, also in 2024, I always thought, oh, sponsors are like wasting money for sponsoring hackathons. That's a reality. And but yeah, it's like, let's see, if you want to onboard new people in your projects and if you want to retain them, it's like what you have to do as a protocol. You have to hire a DevRel. I don't know, DevRel payrolls in the Web3 ecosystem are pretty high. So maybe you say, I'm giving, I don't know, sponsorship tires in the local hackathons are like 5K for the first tire, 10K for the second one, and maybe 25K for the maximum gold platinum tire that is fantastic, or whatever. Maybe okay, let's say that you are not a good, maybe a big protocol, so you're going to put 5K in the first tire, okay? And you onboard like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 projects. Let's say, oh no, that's not a good one. So what I have to do instead? I can do a proper inside Web3 hackathon, or maybe online. Or maybe I can do a fellowship using my DevRel and all my team to do that. But we are sure that 5K is less than engaging the whole team of your projects to do an online hackathon. And an online hackathon means that you have to build like the Notion page. You have to build like all the system to onboard new people. You have to do communication. You have to follow the people during the hackathon. You have to follow people after the hackathon. And maybe to onboard, I don't know, 5 projects more, 10 projects more, and then you have to follow up with that projects. So it's like, yes, I think that for projects and for protocols, it's better to host online hackathons and hackathons by themselves, but I don't think that is cost effective more. It's like that. And if you structure the after part of the hackathon, you're having like I think that you're having more retention, because that is an real life hackathon. And that the other part is an online hackathon, because if you're organizing an real life hackathon with your protocol, you are spending so much money. it's like that. But it's with the online hackathon, I think also you will have always bounty hunters. You will always people that don't care maybe about your protocols, are always there to farming something. So yeah, it's tricky. We should do, and it's difficult. We should do like some of return on investment, and we should compare like the two approach. Like I don't know, Mantle, Celo, they are doing like this monthly kind of hackathons. Like Mantle, they are doing 6 months of monthly hackathon with like 15K of prizes every month. And I'm in touch with the Mantle team. They are friends of us, and it's a good effort for them. It's not easy to that, and they are putting I don't know 90K in bounty prices, and all the effort from the team. It's it will be like an expenses of maybe 200K if you count also the payrolls for the DevRels and everything. And with 20K to 200K, you have the whole year in it global with a maximum tire. And so you are going to engage, if you are Mantle, so a layer 2, you're going to have like maybe, I don't know, 50 projects per hackathon. So 6 hackathon, 300 projects after that. If you structure a pipeline after that, you are going to have a lot of projects after that. So we have to balance. We have to balance. It's interesting to do that.
Anyone else? No, is that it? Thank you very much, guys. This has been a lovely presentation. Give it up for Marco.